Hello, and welcome back to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I'm Danny.
I'm Sherri.
And I'm Jessica.
This week, we are embracing the spooky season and talking about some of our favorite Halloween movies, or maybe some of our not so favorite. Remains to be told. Each of us have two movies to review and chat about. So we're ready to dig in?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. We're going to start with you, Mom. What was your first pick this week?
Well, I will say that I don't know that I picked my favorite Halloween movies because there aren't a lot of them made for TV ones that I was able to find. Some of my favorite Halloween movies are Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, things like that. But as far as the made for TV movies, I decided for my first pick to choose a movie called I'll Be Watching. It aired on Lifetime in 2018. It is not a particularly Halloween themed movie. It's not a harvest movie. It's a spooky, scary movie. So I don't know if either of you watched it.
It's I did not. Movie. I was too scared.
Yeah.
I had watched it before you picked this. I watched it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose it just based on the trailer, and I love Janelle Parrish, Mona from Pretty Little Liars. And so I decided, what the heck, I'm just going to blind choose, and I'm actually glad I did. So here's a little synopsis. In Lifetime's 2018 movie I'll Be Watching, Janelle Parrish plays Kate, a young woman who narrowly escapes a terrifying stalker attack. Traumatized, she flees to a remote town to start a new life, seeking anonymity and healing. In this new town, Kate begins to rebuild her life, finding solace in a budding romance with a local man. However, her newfound peace is shattered when her stalker resurfaces, tracking her down to her new haven. As the stalker's threats escalate, Kate finds herself living in a constant state of fear, her past trauma haunting her present. She must confront her fears and fight back against her tormentor to protect herself and the new life she's built. It is based on, it's based on a book, and I thought I had it in my notes.
The Purple Rose by Christy Walsh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I looked up the book because I thought I'd like to read it, but it seems like it goes pretty much like the movie, so I don't know that it's necessary. But I found this movie was extremely well done. Lifetime has really stepped it up and brought on some talented actors. And so it's not like some of the really older made-for-TV movies where, the acting is maybe not up to par. I felt like this was really believable. It's everything you want in a thriller. They have the suspenseful music, the heart-thumping jump scares, an extremely creepy villain, and Mike Newton from Twilight was thrown in there. So if you're a Twilight fan, Mike Newton played one of the cops in the movie.
Who is he in Twilight?
He's Mike Newton. What's his real name? I didn't even write.
I thought you were saying that his real name. Yes, Mike Newton. Who is Mike?
Mike Newton.
Michael Welch is his real name.
Michael Welch. Yes. He plays Mike, who goes to the high school and has a crush on Bella, wants to take her to prom.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yep. Got it.
Yeah, it's intense. It's dramatic. It's very creepy. There were some times where I had to just pause and be like, it was pretty realistic and fairly graphic for a TV movie. They've really, it was pretty graphic. And there was one unintentional funny moment when Kate's attacked. She wakes up in the hospital and she's surrounded by 3 cop friends. And it was like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. They're all leaning in. How are you doing? You remember me, right? And it was like the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. So that was kind of funny. But I just thought, I thought it was really well done. It's pretty intense, but it ends with a Christmas scene with sparkling snow and Christmas lights. So that was really cool, but not your kind of movie, Danny, for sure. But I'd be
No,
interested
doesn't
to
sound
hear
like it. The cover was enough for me. I just looked because I saw, okay, it's called I'll Be Watching. So that
Mhm.
already sounds real creepy. And then I saw it was
Yeah.
Lifetime and I thought, okay, it's going to be creepy.
Mhm.
So I looked it up and just seeing the movie poster was enough
Mhm.
to deter me. It looked really scary with the black and white and the creepy eyes. And I just was, no, I got to be able to sleep. So I didn't watch it. However, I did read the synopsis ahead of time and it reminded me of Safe Haven with Julianne Hough and Josh Duhamel. It's based on the Nicholas Sparks novel. The premise reminded me of that. That movie is not like graphic, really. There's some intense scenes for sure, but it's not scary. It's just more like a drama than scary. And I really liked that movie, but this one seemed real creepy. So I had to skip that one, leave that one to you two.
What are your thoughts, Jess?
I liked it a lot. I thought the band of police officers was kind of funny. That I don't think that that's actually how it would go down as far as having this
They
group
wouldn't
of people
assign a whole crew
rooting for you. It was nice for a movie. And I really liked the love interest for her. And it was great to see it. Like, it wasn't just, here's the problem, here's the climax, it's solved. It was like this the whole time, which kept it interesting. And I didn't find it to be particularly scary, or overly thrilling. But I guess, I don't know. As long as there's not anything paranormal, I'm down for it. I'll watch it. Once you enter into paranormal, nope, hard pass. I will never watch it. Except like Beetlejuice, obviously. It's, awesome.
Right. Yeah.
But anything paranormal, not for me. But this, I thought it was gory because there was multiple murders in this movie. But the guy who played the villain did a really good job. He was creepy. Nope. Yuck. He did a good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it.
It would be hard now to see him in something else because he played that part so well.
Do we know the actor that played?
I have no idea why it's not in any of my notes. I had it all in front of me, but I guess I didn't type it up.
Let's see if I can figure it out.
Find out.
I have it.
No, this is the police officer.
Oh, it was filmed in Cheney, Washington.
Oh, it was?
So, yeah, it was not in Vancouver.
Is Frank Dower the bad guy?
No. That is so weird.
Yeah, that's the bad guy.
It is Frank Dower.
Yeah.
Connor Marks.
Connor Marks.
Oh, his character is Frank Dower.
Oh, yes. So Rob Estes from Melrose Place, Michael Welch from Twilight, Connor Marks, and then Jonah.
And Jonah Platt was the love interest, right?
Was Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the creepy guy hasn't been in anything that I've seen.
No, I didn't recognize him at all.
He gives me the creeps and I haven't even seen the movie.
When you look up IMDb, it gives you a full cast list. So it'll say other characters: coffee patron, bus patron, drunk man, loud man number 1, and loud man number 2.
See, these are the characters that we could be. Yeah, I'll be the drunk man.
Yeah, I'll be loud woman number 2.
All right, that was I'll Be Watching. So my next pick is more along the lines of Halloween, but this one was more just sort of creepy.
But I think a lot of people enjoy watching creepy, scary movies during Halloween, even if it doesn't center around Halloween. I think
your dad and your sister are watching Jeepers Creepers tonight. So
I hate that movie. I was told that it wasn't scary because it's so old. Excuse me, it's scary. You're wrong.
I've actually never seen it.
Ugh, don't watch it. It's terrifying.
I watched it in high school at our house with a bunch of friends in the living room, and it was terrifying.
I thought somebody did. Yeah.
Never,
Yeah, that was me.
never again.
Mary Rose talked us into it.
Was I there? Is that what it was?
Maybe you might have
Maybe
been
that's
there.
when I saw it. I remember
it
someone
a
telling
cheer
me it's
sleepover or
not
something?
scary because it's old.
Yeah, no,
Lied.
it wasn't even that old. When I was in high school, it wasn't that old.
When did Jeepers Creepers come out?
I don't know. I'm afraid to look it up, so I'm not going to do that.
2001. Oh,
Yeah.
there's many. 2001, 2003, 2017.
Oh.
Yeah, it was scary. It was
Yeah.
definitely scary.
Definitely creepy.
All right, Jess, what is your first pick?
Okay, so my first pick is also not a specifically Halloween movie, but it is a fall flick. So we're kind of in that vein.
Mhm.
And it's called Pumpkin Pie Wars. And it's a Hallmark film. And it was released in 2016. It stars Julie Gonzalo, who obviously we've talked about her before. We know her from Christmas with the Cranks, Freaky Friday, Falling for Vermont, and lots of other made-for-TV movies. And then Eric Aragon, who most recently played Jose Behar, a Cuban-American music executive in Selena, the series.
Oh, have you
And-
seen that series?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
have
it
not.
is so
I love
good.
the movie, but I've never seen the series.
It's excellent. You should definitely watch it. It's really,
Okay,
really good.
I have to watch it. I love the movie. I cry every single time.
Every
yeah.
time. I
So
cried
well
in the
done.
series too. It's
Mhm.
it's fantastic.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. I haven't seen it, or I didn't recognize him from anything else, but I really liked him in this film. So the synopsis of this is that 10 years ago, Faye and Lydia each opened their own bakeries in Emeryville, Ohio, after a personal and professional fallout during a local pumpkin pie contest. Now, their children and coworkers, Casey and Sam, are set to carry on the rivalry as they go head-to-head in the same contest. There's only one problem for these two people who are supposed to hate each other. They start to fall in love. Dun, dun, dun. And we kind of know what happens there. You can figure it out. But worth the watch. So this movie was filmed in Canada, mostly in Vancouver. And there's a few like notable locations where it was filmed. So I wanted to share those with you guys. One is the Station House Pub and Grill in Abbotsford. It's in Steveston, which is part of Abbotsford, and it's a quaint fishing village. And then the Milsine Shop Cafe, which serves Demerara Butter Crunch. And they're very famous for this. And Demerara Butter Crunch is a sweet, crunchy confection made with Demerara sugar, butter, and sometimes nuts or other flavorings. Demerara sugar, which has large golden brown crystals and a subtle molasses flavor, give the butter crunch its distinctive texture and taste.
Yum.
So yeah, they're very famous for it. They have a bunch of different flavors. Looks delicious. And then lastly is Langley's Krause Berry Farms. And this place needs to go on the list of places that we visit when we go on our road trip. They have a market, a bakery, a waffle bar, an estate winery, and the porch, which is open July and August. And they have milkshakes, smoothies, ice cream, and roasted corn pizza. So
100% that is my place to go. Roasted corn pizza?
Yeah,
Sounds delicious.
I don't know what
It
it is,
looks-
but I want to eat it.
it looks so good. Yeah, this place looks amazing. So waffles and milkshakes and wine, like, yes, let's do
Who
it.
needs a road trip? Let's just go there.
Yeah, seriously. So it's only probably like 2 hours from you guys. It's not that far.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So while this movie only got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, I love this movie. I've seen it a bajillion times. I think it's wonderful. It's predictable, but I love the chemistry between the two lead actors. He really gives me Eric Bana vibes. He reminds me a lot of him. I love how everything comes together in the end through them achieving a mutual goal. And I like the whole family being involved and at part of the central plot line. And so there's a lot of different characters with different things going on throughout the whole movie. And I think that keeps it interesting. So have you guys seen this one?
Yes.
I have. I've seen it a few times.
I loved it. This was the first time I'd seen it after you chose it. Absolutely loved it. It was kind of like a modern day pumpkin pie Romeo and Juliet. It was just really
Yes.
fun to watch, really cute. They had great chemistry. All the little treats were delicious looking. And I thought that the relationship between what I want to say, Julie, what's her name in the movie?
Okay. I have
I
no
can't
idea.
remember. Anyway, the main girl and her mom have the sweetest relationship. I just loved how she got along so well and was so sweet with her parents. And yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah. Casey is her name.
Casey, that's right.
Casey and Sam.
I've seen this one probably 3 times and I thoroughly enjoy it as well. Fun fact, I happened to come across the opening scene where it's like a drone going over all these pumpkin fields. It's actually the opening shot is full of CGI pumpkins. Pausing the action reveals that there's only a handful of pumpkin images. They've been copied and pasted, and then some of them have been flipped and pasted over and over again and resized and mirrored to make it look like there's several different, but in some spots there's several identical images bunched together with no effect made to differentiate between them.
That's
Oh my gosh.
hilarious.
That's hilarious.
But I never would have picked up on, I didn't even notice that, but yeah, I thought it was cute. I liked the part of Betty played by Dolores Drake. She usually plays the supportive neighbor or the helpful town clerk, but she had a very different role in this one as kind of the conniving woman who wants to win the contest. So that was kind of a breakout for her. Judy Gonzalo.
Mm-hmm.
She seems like she has an easy chemistry with every leading man she has. She just seems like that sweet friend that everybody wants to have. I don't know what she's like in real life, but I want to believe that she's like a lot of the roles that she plays, just very sweet and kind. And it made me want to make the pumpkin chiffon pie with bourbon whipped cream and a ginger snap crust. And I couldn't find that whole recipe, but I did find the pumpkin pie and the pumpkin chiffon pie and the crust on thebeachhousekitchen.com and a bourbon whipped cream on melissasouthernstylekitchen.com. And it takes just 1 tablespoon of bourbon. So what you do with the rest of the bottle is up to you.
Up to you.
Okay, so you're going to be making that for Thanksgiving this year?
Like that. Yeah, it sounds great. So yeah, I just thought it was really cute. Really cute movie. I mean, again, it's another one of those where Casey doesn't know what she's doing in the bakery, but she has to take over because her mom injures her foot, and the shelves are always fully stocked, but you never see anyone baking anything. So you wonder if the Keebler elves come in at night.
Yeah,
She just bakes everything by herself.
Yeah, there's no other employees there. But just a really cute autumn movie. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, my first pick for this week is The Good Witch Halloween. You guys know how much I love the Good Witch series. I started watching the Good Witch movies, and then I was trying to pick, because the Good Witch really could fit for a Halloween movie, any of them really. But then I came across the Good Witch Halloween, and I thought, I don't think I've ever seen that. And so I discovered that it's actually not on the Hallmark Movies app. And that's why I had never seen it. I watched the series through, but this was an episode special or a movie special that came out during season 2 in 2015. And it was so interesting watching it back because I remember there being a few plot holes, a few spots where I was like, where did that character come from? And then watching The Good Witch Halloween this week, I was like, oh, they were introduced in this special and I never saw it and realized that I had missed one. So it was kind of fun to go back and watch and see this one. The Good Witch Halloween, I'll give you a little synopsis. For local bed and breakfast owner Cassie, Halloween is the best time of year. The entire town of Middleton is working hard to get ready for the annual Harvest Festival, while Cassie and her family are attempting to transform the Gray House bed and breakfast into a grand haunted house. However, when a handsome stranger checks into the B&B, things begin to go awry. So, this movie was filmed in Ontario, Canada. And Gray House, which you'll see in all of the movies and the series, it's a real place. It is located in Dundas, Ontario, Canada, and is known as Fox Bar. It was built between 1840 and 1850, and they use only the exterior of the building for filming. So Gray House is the bed and breakfast that Cassie Nightingale owns in The Good Witch. And yeah, it's a real place. It's owned by a family. It's not like a public space, but people do go and visit and take pictures in front of it and knock on her door. And she has been known to let people come in and check it out. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
The Good Witch has 7 movies, and it also has 7 seasons of the series from 2015 to 2021. And like I said, The Good Witch Halloween is a special addition to season 2. It stars Catherine Bell, who plays Cassie Nightingale, and James Denton, who plays Dr. Sam Radford. I thought it was interesting. I didn't notice this last year, or maybe it was the year before, when Christmas on Cherry Tree Lane came out. Catherine Bell and James Denton play opposite each other again in that one, and I didn't make the connection when that movie came out. James Denton, of course, is known for Desperate Housewives, being Michael Telfino. And it also has Bailey Madison, who we love. She plays Grace Russell, the daughter of Cassie Nightingale. She's in tons of Hallmark movies. She's in Just Go With It, which I know is a favorite of yours, Jessica. She's in A Week Away, which is a Netflix musical that my girls love. But I learned this week that she's in a Meghan Trainor music video. And
Really?
it's called All the Ways. I'm sure you guys have heard the song All the Ways by Meghan Trainor. You guys, it is the weirdest music video I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
It's really funny, but it's very weird. The premise is that she falls in love with this guy, and it's like a montage of their relationship. But you guys, it's a giant teddy bear. It's a man in a giant teddy bear costume. So it's like a montage of their relationship, like he's a human, but it's a giant bear. And then there's this scene where they're on a walk through town, and he's like looking in a shop window, and there's a little teddy bear in there. And she gets like super mad at him, and like they get in this big fight because he's looking at the teddy bear.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so weird. So weird.
Yeah.
But it just like solidified to me how good of an actress she is, because I would not have been able to do that. She like was very
Not with a
believable.
straight face.
Yeah, it's a
So
music video.
funny.
Like she's not even, you can't hear her speaking, but you
Right.
believe it that she's in love with this teddy bear. It's very
Very
weird.
strange.
Anyways,
She is so good in Just Go With It. I know I'm biased because I love that movie, and she's a little kid in that movie, but like her comedic timing is just perfect. She's so funny in that movie.
yeah, she's excellent. She like
Yeah.
everything that she's in. She's excellent. I didn't realize this either, but she played the young Snow White in Once Upon a Time when they did like flashbacks.
Oh.
That was her. Yeah, she's in the new Pretty Little Liars spinoff too, Original Sin. She's in that.
She's probably almost old enough to lead a Hallmark movie, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
She's got to be like 21, 22. So maybe
Yeah.
a couple more years and they might
Mhm.
cast her as a lead. That would be cool.
I hope so. I can't wait for that because she's so good. She's wonderful. She's like my favorite part of The Good Witch. She's so great. But anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. It was interesting. I really enjoyed it because I already have like a strong connection to all the characters from watching the series and watching the movies. But I just love this show. I think that every person in it is so well placed. Like the casting was done so well. The mayor is a
She's
hoot.
hilarious.
She is absolutely hilarious.
She's like the Taylor Dosey of
Yes.
Gilmore Girls.
I was gonna say she needs to get together with Taylor Dosey and they would rule the world.
Yeah. Because she just wants the town to stand out. She's always trying to do something over the top, and she
Mhm.
gets frustrated when not everyone's on board. She's just so funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she goes
Mhm.
into Dr. Radford's office and they haven't decorated for Halloween, and she's just beside herself. You're not following my ordinance. It's just so funny.
Yeah, I saw this movie. I've watched the Good Witch series a couple times over, and I saw this movie for the first time last year, and I just love it. It's got mystery, but it's a Halloween movie without having scary witches. The whole family can
Mhm.
enjoy it together. I love the way that Catherine Bell plays the part of Cassie Nightingale with this just kind of subtle, knowing mystique, and everybody
Mhm.
loves her, and they don't treat her as an outcast, even though they know that she's different. But I found something interesting about her, because I noticed she has a scar on her neck, the same one that I have, and I looked it up.
Oh.
It's the exact same scar. She had thyroid cancer when she was in her 20s and had to have a thyroidectomy, as I did. And she says she doesn't cover the scar because she thinks it's kind of cool, which I'm like, okay, I can stop wearing those scarves.
Yeah, that's
My scarf.
awesome.
Yeah, but she had it years ago, and she's doing fine, and she doesn't care about her scar.
Wow,
That's
very cool.
I never even
She's
noticed.
just so beautiful.
I didn't either. No.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's absolutely beautiful, and she never ages either.
No.
She's
What's her
so
secret?
pretty.
She's a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
Well,
witch,
and
so it's-
that's other thing that I love about The Good Witch is it's called The Good Witch, right? And there's a lot of scenes where it alludes to her being a witch, but it's never, they never come right out and say it.
Mm-mm.
It's more of a like, she can sense things,
She's
you know?
intuitive.
It's very, I love it. It's just
Mhm.
a really fun show. And this Halloween episode was excellent. I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Have you seen it,
I-
Jessica?
Yeah, I've seen
The
this
Halloween one?
a couple of times. Yeah. And this movie is where they introduce James Denton's character, right? So that's the big giant plot hole that you missed.
Mm-mm. No. No, he's in the first episode of the series. I was thinking of what's her name? The bakery owner, her best friend.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Okay, maybe I started watching also The Good Witch
Stephanie.
series and I'm mixing it up.
Maybe.
There's movies that are first, right? And then they did the series,
Yes.
and then they did this other movie and more of the series. And the series
Which
is done
I
now,
didn't
right?
know when I started watching the series. I didn't realize that there were movies before that. And so I was like halfway through the series when I realized, oh my gosh, the whole like backstory of her husband, Grace's father, like there are movies about this guy.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love this movie. I think it's super cute. I think they have enough Halloween in it that it feels festive, but it's not, the whole movie isn't about Halloween. And you're right. I like that, she doesn't have a wand. She's not like casting spells.
Right.
But
She's not riding on a broom.
No, but if you have an ailment, she can probably help you. If you have a problem, she can probably help you, So yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it. All right, Mom, what is your second pick?
Well, I've just found my notes for my first pick. They were on the bottom of the Good Witch notes that I had. So, but we already wrapped it up. So, and it was based on the book, The Purple Rose, which you mentioned. So I will move on to my next one, which is Growing the Big One. And despite the terrible name, enjoyed this movie. It is a 2010 Hallmark film starring Shannon Doherty and, okay, is it Cavan Smith?
You know what? I looked it up so that I could tell you guys, and now I forgot. hang on. We're going to solve this right here and now. How
I'm looking
to
it up.
pronounce
I will let you
Caven.
know that the Growing the Big One was directed by Mark Griffiths, written by Diane M. Metler and Anna Sander, filmed in Vancouver, BC. Oh, what is it?
Caven.
Caven. Okay.
Caven. There you go.
Caven Smith. Filmed in Vancouver, BC and Fort Langley, but it takes place in Seattle and the fictional Washington town of Valleyville. Let's see. Let's give you a summary. It's in the 2010 Hallmark film Growing the Big One, Seattle talk show radio host Emma Silver inherits her grandfather's pumpkin farm, saddled with debts. Losing her radio show to a station reorganization, Emma reluctantly decides to stay on the farm and try to win the local pumpkin growing contest, hoping the prize money will save the farm. As the contest approaches, Emma faces setbacks, testing her determination. Ultimately, she must choose between pursuing a new job opportunity in New York or staying in her hometown. I'm sure you can guess what she does. Where she's discovered a newfound sense of belonging and maybe even love. So I found this to be a charming movie. It's an older one for sure, but I thought Shannon Doherty did a great job as radio host Emma Silver, breaking away from her kind of squeaky clean 90210 Brenda Walsh role. I really enjoyed the authentic touches because I think some of the newer made-for-TV movies, whether it's Netflix, GAC, Hallmark, what have you, they pay close attention to set design and everything is in its place and it's beautiful and it's new and it's shiny. But this one really gave the essence of a struggling farm. You could see the grandfather had passed away, but his work boots were still by the stairs, which I thought was so sweet. There were old orange and avocado green pots and pans in the kitchen and grandma curtains, and it was cluttered and tacky refrigerator magnets and magazines strewn about and hand crocheted blankets and old furnishings. So it really gave the sense of an old struggling farmhouse, which I really appreciated.
It almost makes you wonder if they like found a house and they just used the inside of it. They were just
It
like,
looked like
okay,
it.
move
It
out
truly
for a
looked
few
like
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it wasn't
it
like
really
they went. Yeah, it wasn't like they went to the Goodwill and picked up old furnishings. It looked like somebody had been living there. So I
Yeah,
thought that was really cute. Her chemistry was good with Caven Smith. The pumpkin to beat for this contest was 1,878 pounds. So I looked up the largest pumpkin on record recorded as of October of last year, 2023, and it's 2,749 pounds. So that
Holy moly.
truly is the big one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it had a great cast of supporting characters that helped kind of support Emma's journey. There was some humor. Yeah, I really liked it. Have you, either one of you, seen it?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Well, my biggest struggle, and maybe this is
Was the
because
title?
I am, well, don't even get me started on the title. Growing the Big One. Are we serious? Come on. There are other ways to get people to watch a movie. But this might be because I am Rosemary and Lee forever. Okay. I have a hard time seeing Caven Smith opposite anyone but Pascal Hutton.
Yeah.
But I just didn't see romance there. I didn't feel any sparks between them. I think it would have been better if they had just been like buddies, like friends helping each other out.
And neighbors.
I just didn't buy their relationship. I will say the scene where the radio show is taking off and they go to, where do they go? To Seattle for that little promotional video. And they have them dressed up in these ridiculous costumes. Caven's character has like the overall outfit, the wheat in his mouth, and he's got these horrible freckles drawn on. Yeah, she looks like she's going square dancing. Exactly. And that scene was hilarious to me because I love how instead of showing. I thought it was going to be like they come out and he's mad that they're like making fun of his people or whatever.
Mhm.
But they came out and he just was having so much fun with it and like they were laughing and I thought that was a great scene. I loved that.
That was cute.
And I loved how they incorporated the grandpa's poetry into the movie
Mhm.
and her learning to work the farm was really hilarious, falling into manure and whatnot. And the guy that sold the manure, Bobby's something blend.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was hilarious. He was
was
a
very funny.
great character. But I just really struggled seeing that relationship authentically. I didn't feel like they were falling in love. I didn't see
Simpatico.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
aside from that, I did think it was cute.
What about you, Jess? Have you seen it?
Yep, I've seen it. I liked it. I thought it was cute. I agree about the chemistry between the two leads. It was fine, but it wasn't like the sparkiest chemistry we've seen.
Mhm.
And I felt like he seemed a lot younger than her. But maybe that's just like I assumed that he was younger than her for some reason, but he's not. He's older.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh.
but I don't know why I felt that way. But yeah, I do also find it funny when we have these movies where people inherit a farm and they have to like enter this contest and they get it right right away. They're just like, oh yeah, I've never done this before ever, but I figured
But I
it
just
out.
grew the world's biggest pumpkin.
Yeah.
And the prize
So-
money is some ridiculous amount, like $50,000. I mean, usually you get the big pumpkin, you get a blue ribbon and
Yeah.
a bucket of chicken and maybe
Here's a
$200.
$25 McDonald's gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stones.
that's always a little out of the realm of possibility. And it would be interesting to have a film that like watched over like 5 years or something and saw the progression a little bit.
Yeah.
But we only have 90 minutes. So
They
it was
pull
a cute
off in
movie.
couple weeks.
I would watch it again. I thought it was cute. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I wanted to say, since this episode will be airing in October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And as we know, Shannon Doherty died after a decade-long battle with breast cancer. We also recently learned that Danielle Fishel, Topanga Lawrence of Boy Meets World, was diagnosed with breast cancer, and her prognosis looks good due in part to early detection. So I just wanted to take a moment to encourage you, men and women, to do your breast self-exams monthly, schedule your mammograms, because early detection is key.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on.
Yes, Jessica, give us your next pick.
Okay, so my next pick is October Kiss, and this is another one that I had seen before. It's a Hallmark movie that was released in 2015, and it stars Ashley Williams and Sam. I'm going to go ahead and assume that the J is silent and say Yeager, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
How's
could
it
be
spelled?
Jaeger.
Jaeger. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
so,
I would-
probably.
I've heard Jaeger and Jaeger for that last
Oh, have
name,
you?
so- Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to go the fancy way, and we'll hope that that's correct.
I mean, how
Ashley
does
Williams.
Jägermeister spell it?
With a
That's
J.
with a J.
Okay, we'll go with that.
So Ashley Williams, we know, has been in a multitude of Hallmark movies. I don't think I've ever seen her in a Hallmark movie I didn't like. And then she's also in How I Met Your Mother. And Sam Yeager, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. I did not recognize him. And the second time I watched it, I still didn't recognize him. But I really liked him. And
He plays Dennis in Catch and Release, which is one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that
I've
movie
seen
in
Kind of a
that.
years.
supporting role. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I own
It's
it.
one of-
I think the Easter Bunny brought it to me one year.
Yeah, he's one of Grady's friends. He's kind of a supporting role, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, it's so good.
I remember it being cute, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, synopsis of this movie is that Poppy Summerall is hired near Halloween as a temporary nanny by Ryan Lawson, a widowed, work-obsessed executive. Through a series of adventures, the eternally optimistic Poppy sets out to teach Ryan and his two young children what's important in life: unconditional love, family, and the joy of everyday occurrences. This film was also filmed in Langley, BC. We're back to BC
Wow.
because that's where we always are. And according to the I've Seen It on Hallmark blog, you can see the Lawson's home, Megan, who is Poppy's sister, her house, and the park where Poppy taught yoga, all in and around Langley. And Megan's home is just around the corner from one of Aurora Teagarden's homes.
Oh,
So how
cool.
big is Langley? So if we just went and hung out for a week or so, we'd likely run into a Hallmark movie set at some point.
Probably. I mean, the gal who wrote I've Seen It on Hallmark, this blog is no longer active, but it was active for several years. She lives in the Pacific Northwest somewhere, and she can tell where a house is just by looking at it. She knows what neighborhood it's in. She can look it up on Google Maps. Like, she knows the area.
Wow.
So it can't be that big, right?
Yeah.
And I guess if they have an arrangement with the town and they just know that this is a good place to film, we know crew members there, we know homeowners there, makes sense. So maybe we should go visit Langley. So this movie got a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I think that sucks because I think that's not a good rating for this movie.
Yeah, I never agree. Anyway, the ones they do like, I don't like it. So
I think more people go to complain than anything, honestly. But
sure.
Yeah.
Some of the reasons why I like this movie is that Poppy is really spontaneous. She has a really carefree nature. And so she brings a lot of warmth and energy into the life of the family, where Ryan is like super focused on work and is overwhelmed by parenting his children. And so she really helps bring some more joy back into their life and make sure that they're doing things that are fun. And also, still talking about their mom, who they lost. I really like the way that Ryan's character evolves. So he goes from being this really serious work-focused person to opening himself up to being a little bit more flexible, not being at work all the time and not relying 100% on the nanny to do everything. And then Halloween decorations and activities. We don't see that in Hallmark movies a lot. So it was nice to see the trick-or-treating and the carving pumpkins and all of that stuff. So yeah, I really love this movie. I've seen it twice at least, maybe more. And I would definitely watch it again. So what did you guys think?
Oh my gosh. This movie is exactly what I want Hallmark to start making more of for Halloween. You can literally take any Hallmark or made-for-TV movie storyline and just swap Christmas out for Halloween, and it would probably work.
Oh, for sure.
So please make some more of these, because this movie was chef's kiss. So good. I absolutely loved it. It was joyful. It was fun. And, Halloween's not my favorite holiday. I don't like scary things. I think dressing up is fun. I love candy. So that works for me. And I like to see the joy and fun of it in my kids' eyes. That's really fun. So this movie made me feel all those things. There was no scary stuff in it whatsoever. It was just fun. And I just thought that the relationships were really believable. The way that Poppy helped to console the little boy after he had a nightmare, and she helped him find a solution to, the scary dark corner he was afraid of and the spiders that he was dreaming about. And she was just so sweet with him. It made me want to cry. And I loved this movie. And a fun little thing I noticed was in the beginning, when she was teaching the yoga class, Mrs. Clemmer, the one that ends up taking over the class for her, is Lydia in Virgin River on Netflix. She's one of my favorite characters. She's the most adorable, sweetest old lady. So it's kind of fun to see her in this very brief role, but as just a more spicy firecracker kind of character. Yeah,
she's
loved
also old Bella from New Moon.
Really?
Oh,
Bella looks into the mirror and sees the old woman in the reflection. That's her. Her name's Christina. I'm not going to be able to say her last name. Jazdrz. I don't know. It's a Polish name. I don't know.
Jessica, can you help us out here?
Jastrzeembska. I'm not even going to try. But
Oh, that means she's not married. The ska means she's not married. Ski means you are. So there's
Interesting.
feminine and masculine last names.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Wait,
like
but
Phil's,
Felicity's not married and her last name's Guzikowski.
well, we're not following the Polish traditions,
So
but
technically her last name should be Guzikowska.
yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So Phil's mom's maiden name was Osowska. And then when she got married, she took obviously her husband's name and got the ski at the end.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Huh. Well, I really enjoyed this movie too. First off, Ashley Williams is so endearing, and she's always got such a big smile on her face. She's plays her roles very playful, and it makes me wonder if she's allowed to ad lib a little bit, because it just seems like that's her personality. I loved how she patiently waits for the kids to kind of come around. She doesn't push them to trust her right away. And it had very real life moments when the kids are giving their dad a review on his behavior as his well, how do I want to say this?
His occupation of dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
parenting.
They're giving him a review. It was both charming and heartbreaking because, they've already lost their mom. They feel like they're losing their dad because he won't put his phone down. He won't be present. And it was just kind of one of those reminders to really engage and be present with your family, because they notice these little ones, their eyes are on us all the time. And it just felt so real. Yeah, they just want to be seen. And I too love the Halloween theme. I love that it was more whimsical and not scary, so anybody could watch it. And I love the whimsical side of Halloween. Even though I reviewed a more scary movie, I don't like the gory side of Halloween. I decorate with scarecrows and cute pumpkins and not scary stuff. So yeah, I liked it. I love that the kids played pivotal roles. They weren't just accessories in the movie. They actually had a lot of dialogue, and they both did a really great job. And I thought it was really cute. I'd watch it again.
All right. My second pick for tonight is called Two Bed, Two Bath, One Ghost. This movie came out in 2023. It's about Anna, a new real estate agent who just found her rhythm is just finding her rhythm when she lands a big listing, an old 1920s mansion. The old home comes with plenty of history and a ghost from the past that refuses to leave. When the ghost, Ruby Baker, gets the idea that helping reunite Anna with an old flame might help her finally cross over, things get very interesting. This movie was filmed in Vancouver, and it stars Julie Gonzalo and Chris McNally, who are real-life partners, and they welcomed their first baby in 2022. Julie Gonzalo, we talked about her just a few moments ago in Pumpkin Pie Wars, and she does a great job in this movie as well. Chris McNally, of course, we absolutely love. He's Lucas Bouchard in When Calls the Heart. He also played Detective Beeks in the Tip Line Mysteries, Dial 1 for Murder, which we reviewed several weeks ago. And he is also in the movie The Sweetest Heart, which is actually where him and Julie Gonzalo first met and started dating, because they starred opposite each other in that film. It's also starring Madeline Arthur. She plays the ghost, Ruby Baker, and she is in the movie Big Eyes. She's also in To All the Boys I've Loved Before and a bunch of other movies that looked really scary. So I did not dive any deeper into those ones. This movie is super fun. It's not centered around Halloween, but it has a ghost. So I thought, why not? And it's a really fun watch. It's very cute. Yes, it has a haunted house. It has a ghost, but she's like a fun ghost. She's not scary. And I thought the acting was fantastic. I thought that the gal that played Ruby Baker, she was just phenomenal. It was funny. It was sweet. It pulled on your heartstrings. It had a little bit of mystery and history in there with the connection between Anna Anna and Elliot, our main characters, and Ruby, there was definitely some family connection in there that you get to discover throughout the movie. And I also love anytime there's like a time jump where we got to like jump back into the 1920s and see what the house looked like back then and when Ruby actually lived there. And that was really fun. So I just felt like it was magical. It made me smile. It was a really fun watch.
Yeah, I agree. Madeline Arthur did a great job as this kind of wide-eyed flapper girl, and the banter between Anna and Ruby was so fun, really funny. I love the slang of the time, the cheapers, toots. And it reminds me of our recent conversation about not being able to understand what the younger kids are saying these days with their skibbity and whatever.
Skibbity skibbity toilet wrists.
Please say that to Abigail next time you talk to her.
A very different, although there was romance in it, very different sort of film for Hallmark. It wasn't the typical big city lawyer coming home to save the reindeer farm or whatever. It was just really different. So I really enjoyed it. What else was I going to say? Oh, the costumes were so cool. I love the flapper costumes, and the set design was great. There were a few inconsistencies that I noted, because Ruby mentions F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, but she died in 1923, and The Great Gatsby wasn't actually published until 1925.
Oh, no.
She socialized with Ernest Hemingway and knew him as a famous author, but his first commercial hit, The Sun Also Rises, wasn't actually published until 1926. And most of his well-known novels weren't published until between 1926 and 1929. Long after Ruby's death. But again, that aside, it added enrichment to the story to make reference to these actual famous authors. So I let that go. And I just really thought it was a really cute story. And I would probably watch that one again.
Yeah, I would for
What do you
sure.
think, Jess? Did you watch it, Jess?
I have seen this movie, but it's been a while. I didn't rewatch it this time, but I remember liking it. I remember thinking that the girl who plays the ghost looks just like the gal from Modern Family. They look so similar.
Oh. Now, I read that some people said that she reminded them of Christina Ricci.
Oh
Yes,
I can see that.
I could see
too.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which gal, Modern Family? Which
The
one are you
oldest
thinking
sister.
of? Oh, the one that is
One.
married to what's his name? Wells from The Bachelor. Yes.
Sarah Hyland.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that because the two main actors are in a relationship, they don't have to, like, nothing is pressured, nothing is pushed, because they already have really good chemistry. So that didn't even, it was fine that wasn't the main focus of the story. The main focus was helping this ghost figure out what to do, and how to like move on and not be stuck where she is. And so I really appreciated that. So yeah, I like it, and I should watch it again. Maybe I will watch it this week.
Well, and I like the way they wrapped it up in the end, because Chris McNally's character was a contractor. So, he's not making a lot of money. And then Julie, what's her name? Anna, she is trying to figure out her career. She doesn't really want to be a real estate agent. So she's trying to figure that out. So in the end, they don't come together and buy this beautiful mansion like what happens so often. It's like, oh, we'll just buy this. It's only, $3 million. I like that wasn't even part of it, because obviously they couldn't have afforded that. So, it had romance and it had mystery and ghosts, and it was just, I thought it was just real magical, and it was really cute.
Yep. I agree. Totally.
I agree.
Well, we know that Hallmark doesn't often do Halloween specific movies. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now, about how we wish there was more spooky season kind of films. So I'm excited that this year there is a new spooky film coming out from on Hallmark. starring Janelle Parrish, who you talked about in I'll Be Watching. This one stars Janelle Parrish and Dominic Sherwood. It came out on October 12th, so you can watch it now on the Hallmark Plus app. It is called Haunted Wedding, and I am really excited to watch this one.
The
Mhm,
trailer
me
looks
too.
good.
Oh, I haven't seen the trailer. I just read about it. I didn't realize the trailer was out already.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, I'm very excited to watch this one. Let us know what you think after you've watched it. I'd love to hear.
Mhm.
All right. So, Mom, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we are talking about next week?
Next week, we are going to be watching Junebug, which I have not seen yet. So it just looks really cute. So stay tuned and we will give you all our thoughts.
I started watching it while I was folding laundry today,
Did you?
and I love it so far. I'm so excited to finish watching it. Yes.
I feel like I'm going to really love this one.
Mm-hmm. All right, friends, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Love on the Pod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. If you loved this episode and want to hear more, please subscribe to the podcast as we drop new episodes weekly. And that's it for today. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
See you later.
Bye.